how to punch with the elbow. In Wing Chun, we really need to learn how to punch driving with the elbow. This is not the case in all of martial arts, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit of difference between how some martial arts punch, or how most, and then how Wing Chun punches. In boxing, they say have heavy hands, right? Throw your punches. Well, in Wing Chun, they're not really thrown, they're extended. So what I want you to think of in Wing Chun is the analogy of this being like the handle of a sword. And let me show you. This fencing foil this represents the elbow, and this represents the end of your fist, okay? This is your forearm, okay? So I want you to think of thrusting that forward, piercing, all right? Remember that word, piercing. So knowing how to do a proper Wing Chun punch means that you're thinking about this in a completely different way than other punches. If you've had previous martial arts experience, or if you've just punched anything, it's not these type of punches that you see. It is different. They're generally our punches, usually the elbow is down, okay? The crease of the elbow faces up, and the elbow drives from that spot. You see from the side, it drives forward, pierces. I want you to think of piercing through something as opposed to trying to punch into it. Now, another analogy I use for piercing is the idea of diving into water. Think of their surface of their body as the surface of water. Don't clench your hands super hard when you go to do a Wing Chun punch. Only one single point of your hand should be piercing through. Just like a dive has, as much as possible, one single point, not a lot of big movements, not a lot of big things. Think of the difference between a nice dive, which knifes through, pierces through the water, versus a cannonball. You do a cannonball on the water, splashes everywhere, it's only surface. So this is an example of an external type punch versus an internal. You can use whatever terms you want. A lot of people don't like this term, internal. I don't care. It's not about terms. It's about getting the actual concepts of it. So don't get hung up on these labels, these terms, these things. Don't get hung up on that nonsense. Just think about what we're trying to do. One single point we're going through. We're driving from our elbow, and we're going to drive right through that surface as we go. And what happens is a Wing Chun punch is actually different than other types of punches because you feel it on the inside. You don't just feel it on the outside like a more external punch. And it should. You should feel a good Wing Chun punch should feel waves through inside of you. And even it literally, the energy travels through. It's not purely a physical punch. The energy goes through because it is piercing. So think about this point here going through, this bottom knuckle area going right through as one point. And take the top of your hand and soften it. Don't make this whole thing hard. Otherwise, you're just going to shut off your piercing or penetrating power. And it'll only go on the outside. Go through that surface. What that starts to feel like for the other person, if you've ever been punched by someone that really knows how to do a good piercing Wing Chun punch, it feels you get sick to your stomach, because it's not just an outside punch. It doesn't take the outside with it like an external punch tries to do. It literally tries to go beyond this immediately in one little point. And then you'll even feel it kind of bounce, the energy kind of bounce around in your stomach, kind of like a pinball machine afterwards. And it could be, you could be sitting there for minutes and just be nauseous in your stomach. So hopefully this helps you understand a little more about the Wing Chun Punch and how it's different than other types of punches. I'm Sifu Adam Willis. If you're interested in my online course, I have a beginner's 90-day course, which you can find on wingchunlessons.com, and it goes through a lot within this 90 days. So be prepared for a lot of good information. I'm offering it currently at a discount at $97, so take advantage of that. And I want you to understand that it has Sunim Tao, the first form of Wing Chun. I even get into the wooden dummy, even though a lot of people hold that for later. Simultaneous attack and defenses. Wing Chun structure, forming the Wing Chun structure. What else? Concepts, energy work, all kinds of different things. So check that out again at wingchunlessons.com. Again, I'm Sifu Adam Willis, and thank you much.